English Leap Podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to the English Leap Podcast, your go-to English podcast for learning English and growing through real life. I'm Erin.
And I'm Evan, your friendly reminder that watching self-help reels at 2 a.m. doesn't mean you've fixed your life.
Ha! That hit too close, Evan. I literally watched a How to Become the Best Version of Yourself video last night while eating ice cream from the tub.
Classic combo, motivation and dairy. But that's exactly why today's episode is so needed. We're talking about why willpower and motivation aren't enough, and what actually helps you grow long-term.
Yeah, because let's be honest, we all start with big energy. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m., journal, meditate, run a marathon, become fluent in English, save the planet.
And by day 3, we're like, where's my charger? And why did I just watch 42 Instagram stories in a row?
Right? And the worst part is we start blaming ourselves. I guess I'm just lazy. But what if it's not laziness? Just a bad strategy?
Exactly. In this episode, we're going to break down what actually works. Tiny daily actions, intention over willpower, and how to stretch your comfort zone instead of setting it on fire.
Plus, if you've ever felt bad about not doing enough or being consistent, we promise. This one will feel like a deep breath. No pressure. Just real talk.
And, of course, we've got our favorite Charlotte joining us later with some beautiful vocabulary to help you sound smart without using big words.
So whether you're sipping tea, out for a walk, or folding that never-ending laundry, let's get into it.
Let's kick this off with something spicy. Willpower is overrated.
Ooh, bold move, Evan. Are you telling me all those discipline is everything gym reels are lying to me?
Not lying, just incomplete. Willpower feels amazing on day 1. You wake up like, I'm gonna drink green juice, run 5K, read 20 pages, learn English, and meditate twice.
And then on day 3, you're drinking Coke, watching cat videos, and forgetting you even had goals.
Yeah. And here's where so many English learners struggle. They get excited, buy a fancy course, start on day 1, and then disappear by day 5. Not because they're lazy, but because they didn't build a routine that survives low-energy days.
Exactly. Motivation is like that one friend who hypes you up at the party and then disappears when it's time to clean up.
Right. You can't build a life around someone who vanishes when things get boring. You need a plan. Something that holds even when your mood doesn't.
So if you keep saying, I just need to be more motivated, nah, you need better systems, not more guilt.
Yeah, and here's the twist. Growth doesn't have to be painful. In fact, it works better when it isn't.
Mm-hmm. You know that quote, do hard things, shock your system. Yeah, I used to love that. Now it just sounds like an ad for a fitness boot camp I'll pay for and never attend.
Haha, exactly. I mean, come on. Life already shocks our system enough? With deadlines, bills, social pressure, trying to figure out what's for dinner? Do we really need more pressure dressed up as motivation?
Nope. Most of us don't need to go harder. We need to go kinder. You don't have to break out of your comfort zone. Just stretch it, like warming up a stiff muscle. A little tension is good, but snap it too far and you're out.
And especially for English learners, if speaking makes you nervous, don't book a stage. That's not brave, that's cruel. Instead, order your coffee in English, leave a comment online, talk to your dog in English. That's a stretch. And it counts.
Yes. Little nudges add up. One day you're whispering words to yourself in the mirror, and 3 weeks later, you're explaining your favorite dish to a stranger.
That's how real growth happens. Quiet, gentle stretches that slowly become your new comfort zone. And once it feels safe, you stretch again. No pressure, no panic. Just steady progress.
Okay, now let's talk about something most people blame themselves for. Laziness. Like, ugh, why can't I just do the thing? But here's the truth. It's rarely about being lazy.
Yep. Most of the time, it's emotions running the show. I don't eat cookies at midnight because I'm hungry. I eat them because I'm stressed, tired, or secretly spiraling because my jeans feel tighter.
Exactly. We snack, scroll, snooze, not because we're unmotivated, but because we're mentally exhausted. It's like our brains are just buffering.
Same goes for learning English. People say, I don't have time, but it's not time. It's fear. Fear of messing up, sounding silly, or just feeling too drained to try.
And here's the twist. Sometimes it's not stress or fear, it's boredom. That subtle sense of emptiness that makes you open Instagram for the 12th time, and somehow still feel unsatisfied.
Right? Laziness gets blamed, but boredom is the real villain hiding in plain sight. Because let's face it, writing vocab lists or practicing grammar isn't exactly thrilling.
But that's where growth actually lives, in the quiet, not-so-exciting stuff, like brushing your teeth. You don't post about it, but skip it for a few days. Chaos.
So if something feels boring, that doesn't mean it's useless. It might just be foundational, like reps at the gym, not flashy, but they build your strength.
So instead of saying, I'm just lazy, try asking, what am I feeling right now? Bored? Overwhelmed? Afraid? That one question can flip the script.
Because once you know the emotion, you stop fighting yourself and start working with yourself. And that's the difference between quitting and quietly continuing.
And honestly, what makes it even harder to keep going quietly? The pressure to look like you're winning, especially on social media. These days, it's not enough to grow. You have to perform your growth for an audience.
Ugh, yeah. Like, if you don't post your 5 a.m. routine with a quote about hustle, did it even happen?
Exactly. And let's be real. Most of us aren't chasing what we really want. We're chasing what looks good in a post. Study English every day. Read 100 books a year. Start a business. But who are you doing it for? Yourself or your followers?
And it's dangerous, because then growth becomes a performance. You're not brushing up your skills to connect or feel confident. You're doing it to not feel left out. It's FOMO in a productivity costume.
Totally. That's why we need this reminder. Build a lifestyle, not a highlight reel. Because real growth, the kind that actually sticks, isn't flashy. It's quiet. It's repetitive. It looks like journaling when no one's watching, or practicing English alone in your kitchen while you make eggs.
Yeah, it's untagged, unposted, unfiltered. And that's what makes it powerful. Anyone can look successful for a moment. But building a life that feels right, even when no one's clapping, that's real.
So if you feel like you're falling behind because your progress isn't aesthetic enough, let that go. You're not behind. You're just real. And real takes time.
So instead of asking, how does this look? Maybe ask, how does this feel? Because when you build from the inside, the outside takes care of itself.
Which brings us to something a lot of people get wrong when trying to change. They just try to stop the habit. No more sugar. I'm deleting Instagram. I'm quitting YouTube.
Yeah, bold plan. But what are you doing instead? Because willpower might help you say no once, but only replacement creates lasting change.
Exactly. You can't just remove. You have to replace. You scroll TikTok because it gives your brain dopamine. So if you want to stop, you need something else that feels rewarding.
Like listening to this podcast while doing chores, or switching doom scrolling for journaling, even if it's just one messy paragraph.
Same goes for English learners. Don't say, I'll stop wasting time. Say, every time I reach for my phone, I'll do one English sentence challenge first. Replace the loop. Don't leave a void.
Because Our brains hate empty space. And when we don't give them something better, they go running back to what's easy.
So be kind. Don't just break bad habits. Feed yourself better ones.
And here's the next part. Even the best habits won't stick if your environment keeps pulling you in the wrong direction.
Totally. Your surroundings are louder than your goals. You can want to focus, but if your phone is buzzing, your space is cluttered, and your energy's already low, good luck.
It's like trying to meditate in the middle of a dance floor. The intent is solid, but the environment just doesn't support it.
Exactly. Want to read more? Put your book where your phone usually sits. Trying to practice English? Set your browser homepage to an English learning site instead of YouTube.
Little tweaks like that change the default. And when your default supports your goals, you don't have to fight yourself so hard.
Okay, but let's get real. Even with a great setup, there are days you just don't feel like showing up. And that's where other people come in.
Yep. Not just any people, though. You need what I call a commitment champion. Someone who roots for you, not guilts you.
Yes. Big difference between, did you do it yet? And, hey, I'm proud of how far you've come.
Totally. Today's generation already puts so much pressure on themselves. What we need is someone in our corner, not someone holding a stopwatch.
So find that friend, sibling, or even an online community that gets it. And if you don't have one yet, be that for yourself. Be your own champion until someone else joins the team.
And here's the big exhale. Healing doesn't begin with perfection. It begins with play.
Yes. We're so focused on fixing ourselves that we forget how powerful fun can be. Try something. Mess it up. Laugh. Try again.
Learning English? Sing along to silly songs. Watch cartoons in English. Make mistakes on purpose. And celebrate them. That's growth too.
Because when growth feels playful, you actually want to show up again tomorrow. And that's how transformation becomes a lifestyle, not a punishment.
Take your life seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously.
That's such a beautiful note to land on. Growth doesn't have to be heavy all the time. It can be light, playful, and even a little silly.
Totally. And if you're still here listening, just know you're doing better than you think. One small shift at a time, it adds up.
Speaking of small but powerful, it's time for our favorite segment to wrap things up. You know who's waiting.
Yep. Let's hand it over to the one and only Charlotte. She's got some beautiful words from today's episode to help you sound wiser, calmer, and more confident in English.
Yeah. Take it away, Charlotte.
Hey again, it's Charlotte. Let's take a closer look at some powerful words and phrases from today's episode. These words will help you express everyday emotions and ideas more naturally in English. Overrated. When something is praised a lot, but you feel it doesn't deserve the hype. Example: that new restaurant was totally overrated. The food looked good, but it tasted so bland. Boot camp. An intense training program designed to push you hard, often used for fitness or learning. Example: she joined a coding boot camp to switch careers in just 3 months. Cruel. Very unkind or causing pain, either emotionally or physically. Example: it was cruel to laugh when he forgot his lines on stage. Nudge. A gentle push, physically or metaphorically. Example: my calendar reminder gave me the nudge I needed to finally schedule that dentist appointment. Subtle. Not obvious, quiet, or small, but meaningful. Example: there was a subtle change in her mood after she got the news. Foundational. Something that is basic but very important, like the base of a building. Example: trust is foundational in any strong friendship. Overwhelm. When you feel like there's too much happening, emotionally or mentally flooded. Example: he felt overwhelmed by the number of messages waiting for him after vacation. FOMO. stands for fear of missing out, the anxiety of not being part of something others are doing. Example: she said yes to 3 events in one night because her FOMO was kicking in hard. Aesthetic. Related to beauty or style, how something looks or feels visually. Example: her desk setup had a cozy aesthetic with plants and warm lighting. Doom scrolling. Endlessly scrolling through negative or mindless content, usually without realizing. Example: he lost an hour to doom scrolling news headlines before bed. Void. An empty space, physical or emotional. Example: after her dog passed away, there was a strange void in the house. That's it for today's vocabulary breakdown. Remember, don't just learn these words, try using them this week. Speak them. Write them. Make them yours. You're doing amazing. Now let's go back to Aaron and Evan.
Thank you, Charlotte. As always, that was so beautifully explained. I feel like those words just clicked today.
Totally. It's amazing how a few well-chosen words can change the way we think and speak.
All right, friends, that brings us to the end of this episode. If today reminded you that slow growth is still growth, then we've done our job.
Yep. Be kind to yourself. Swap pressure for progress. Stretch your limits, don't snap them, and above all, stop waiting to be perfect before you start.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. And hey, if this episode made you laugh, think, or even breathe a little easier, share it with someone who might need it too.
We'll catch you in the next one. Until then,
Keep leaping forward.